everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich Hunan. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So there is an election. There's an election coming up in next month, actually. Campaigns for Tang Shangxi. So support for us right now is at 50%. But the Kuomintang is also currently at 50%. So we want to campaign for ourselves. Sounds great, 54. We want to make sure we win the election. Because I want Zhao Hangti to win. I want to see if we can get ourselves an alliance with the Luguang clique. Hopefully Yunnan will also be able to support the Federalist movement. And maybe Sichuan as well, just for good measure. Like, if we can create a bloc in southern China to support the Federalist movement, I think that will be a positive development for us. So it'll be done in 3 days. They're getting some campaigning done. There's the Sichuan famine. Now, we knew it was going to happen. Deal with the devil. Well, we'll see. Support for Tang, support for Chen Quan, and I mean, I guess we'll go with support for you. Get that down. Now we're up to 60%. We'd love to see it. A deal with the devil. The sudden appearance of Chen Quan and Tang Shangxi has put Governor Zhao in a tough spot. Well aware of the authoritarian and vanguardist tendencies of the Kuomintang, he worries that if they win this election for Governor Hunan's young democracy, it may be snuffed out. Wanting to avoid this at all costs, he is pacing his office, mulling over one of his less honorable options for winning the elections. The provincial assembly is famously corrupt, and the governor lacks the power to move against this corruption. Despite his best attempts, nothing seems to lessen it. These corrupt assemblymen may not care for Hunan's democracy, but they also don't hold any loyalty to the Kuomintang. It would certainly be possible to find common ground with them and gain their support in the coming elections, provided that Zhao was willing to turn a blind eye to the corruption, both during and after the election. It would be regrettable to aid and abet corruption like this, but when push comes to shove, bending the rules is better than breaking them. 50% chance at one. No. I'm a man of principle. I have so much political power as well. I don't see a reason why we would really need to worry about this. We have 5 days on you. We can get some more campaigning for ourselves. Schleicher's been appointed Reichs-Chancellor. Republican Revolution in Iran. So we want to get more campaigning for ourselves. Unrest among the far left. Ever since Tao Shangxi's arrival in the east, socialist unrest in Hunan has increased dramatically. On the border with Jiangxi, socialist militias have been harassing members of Zhao's government. Violence breaking out frequently and order breaking down. At the same time, the cities of Changsha and Shangdi have been increased action by union workers and the Chinese Syndicalist Party. Protests breaking out in both cities as the Kuomintang stoked the flames of unrest. Tang Shangxi has capitalized on this, speaking at length at how this unrest is a natural evolution of Zhao's failures to take care of Hunan's workers. Now, under the Kuomintang, every worker would get their dues. Zhao quickly countered Tang's claim, pointing that it was Tang Shangxi and the Kuomintang who had fanned the flames of this unrest, actively encouraging the violence on the border, and now is trying to promise that they'll be the ones to they'll be the ones a problem they themselves caused. Okay, so I would like. Why would I want? No. We want our support to go up. So we're now at 61, 58. I mean, we're looking pretty good. Again, the election is going to happen this month. I'm not too sure exactly which day. So let's do another campaign against Tang. Tang Yankai's choice. Within Changsha, there is the former governor of Hunan, former member of the Kuomintang in Tang Yankai. When Northern Expedition collapsed, Zhao offered him amnesty on account of his old friendship and the safety from reprisals from Beijing and Nanjing. With the recent elections being announced, he decided to run against Zhao for governor, mainly soaking up seats in Changsha and among the gentry, undercutting some of Zhao's own support base. The question on his mind today is that, with the Kuomintang united front between Tang Shangxi and Chen Quan, how does he fold under the Kuomintang's banner, or does he continue to campaign as independent? While a leader during the Northern Expedition and a member of the Kuomintang, he dislikes both Tang and Cheng on a personal level. Furthermore, his main base support is within the gentry, so tying his name to the socialist violence in Changsha in the east would be more disastrous for a move for him to make. Okay, so he will run as an independent. I'm not too worried about the social liberals too much. I don't think they have a way to actually win the election. But we're currently at 1640. These are good numbers for us to be at. And again, if the election is going to happen by the end of this month, more campaigning for me and the campaign in Changsha. Changsha has grown greatly in recent years, spurred by economic change at the beginning of and the beginnings of industrialization. With Tanyan Kai splitting the gentry away from Zhao, he's instead banking on his support among the intellectuals in Changsha. The middle class, for their part, has grown distant from the administration, starting to look towards Cheng Chang and his promises instead. Both men are trying to court the city and swing votes in it to their side, with Zhao appealing to the intellectuals and defending the work he has already done in Changsha and Hunan. Meanwhile, Cheng has been talking to the middle class of Changsha, speaking of reforming the system to benefit them, and encouraging more development in the city if they vote for him. Tang Shangxi is notably absent. His rural-focused campaigns are unable to gain enough traction in Changsha, so he has chosen to support Cheng in the city. Both men have a solid shot of swinging the city in their favor, but whose rhetoric will win over most voters? So Zhao, congratulations to ourselves. We're now up to 66% of the vote. Those are lovely numbers. And it's now May. So the election now says it's going to be in July. Well, I don't know when exactly it's going to be. It's probably that the date is just a little bit wrong because it's an event-based election, not do the generic Hoi 4 election system. The minor liberal parties. With the Kuomintang sweeping support from their populist rhetoric, the liberals running for governor, Hang Jiaipi and Zhao Xinzhao, have an important choice to make. Neither of them wish to see the light of democracy in Hunan be snuffed out, as seems likely that the Kuomintang achieve victory. As such, they've considered the option of dropping out as contenders for governorship, and formally endorsing Zhao, holding under his banner in order to create a democratic front against the Kuomintang. On the other hand, they've also continued their bids for governor, trying to carve out their own niche in the assembly, and discuss negotiation with Zhao after the post-election assembly forms. Both options have merits, but what strategy will they go with? We'll go with, they will fold under the Federalist banner. We love to see it. Let's go for the 1936 rifles, upgrade that ASAP. And for you, research bonus. You know what, give me more piercing. I don't know how useful it'll be in China, but it could be useful against the Japanese, because at some point we'll almost certainly go to war with Japan. We're currently at 64. Do I even want to, I mean, yeah, we'll keep on campaigning for ourselves. I mean, the numbers are looking good, I would say. You know, 6 votes for us, or 64% for us, 35% for the KMT. And the Yuyang garrison. On the border with Hubei lies the city of Yuyang, and an important choke point between the provinces and the northern government. This city is presently run by Tang Jianming's personal fiefdom, with his brother Tang Haolong as the city's governor, or city's mayor. Neither man is a friend of Zhao. Tang Xiaoming has even been arrested by Zhao in 1913 on Yuan Shikai's behalf, and threw him in a Beijing prison. But both these men do have sympathies with the Li clique, and there's also an uneasy truce between them, although it's particularly fraught with the Li collapse. The Tang brothers have met up today in Yuyang to discuss their strategy with the upcoming election. Tang Huilong, fearing the KMT victory, has suggested Tang Xiaoming to make a truce with Zhao for now and focus efforts on blocking the Kuomintang from seizing power in Hunan. Tang Xiaoming is not truly believing the Kuomintang can succeed in the election and disagrees with his brother and states that he must minimize Zhao's success lest the Federalists get a big head from his victory in Hunan. Okay, we'll take the 50-50 for the KMT getting a little bit less powerful. We're at 69%. These are beautiful numbers. We love them. I mean, do we want to spend more political power on this? I mean, we get political power pretty fast because we're not actually doing any focuses. But at the same time, if we can bank it up just a little bit, we can get some political advisors, which I think would be nice for us. Clashes between classes. Podiums and campaigns aren't the only battlefields during this election. With the Kuomintang appearance and the fiery rhetoric directed at the peasantry, there's been a massive wave of unrest, directed right at the upper class, the landed gentry. With one member of the gentry even being attacked by a number of peasants, who were subsequently arrested for assault. With this violence seemingly escalating in nature, Zhao has met with many prominent members of the gentry, listening to their concerns and trying to calm their fears, and humbly asking for their support in the coming election, and that he would be able to solve the problems plaguing them. Tang, on the other hand, has given yet another speech to the peasantry, saying that their potential ascension is nigh, and that as long as they keep pushing forth and fighting, they will win everything that they desire. Chang, ever the moderate, has been significantly calmer than Tang, speaking positively of the peasantry's actions, while still emphasizing the need for a compromise. That everyone involved, the citizens of Hunan and of China, and that together, they can bring a brighter future for everybody. Okay, so yeah, of course we want Zhao to get a little bit more popular here. Again, we're still at 69. I don't think we need to spend more political power on this. I feel like the events we're getting is more than enough to kind of compensate for this. Like, people, they love me. They hate the other two parties. Okay, Yunnan Civil War. In the Shangxi Diarchy. In the west of Hunan lies the Shangxi Diarchy between Tian Hangzhou and Shan Kuizhen. Warlords in their own right. They have spent the last decade or so within Zhao Hengti's clique, although within recent years, Tang Xiaoming has made more concentrated efforts to sway the two into his own sphere of influence. While Tian joined the Constitutional Provincial Alliance, it did lead to Tang Xiaoming's resignation of government. Relations between the two have healed since then. But the popularity of the Kuomintang in the election and their chief rhetoric pointed at Hunan's western warlords, the need to remove them, the diarchy is naturally worried about the results of this election, and they have two options open to them. Either they can throw their own electoral bloc and resources towards the victory for Zhao, or instead could respond to Tang Xiaoming's overtures and form an anti-KMT alliance in the case the worst person wins the upcoming election. Okay. Zhao's victory will keep them at bay. Give me a little bit more support here. Thank you. Again, we're still looking pretty good. I will throw one more point into this for now. We're at 68. Down to 64. Maybe we need to attack some more people. We've been trying to bolster our own support too much, maybe. Campaign in the countryside. Governor Zhao's support, historically speaking, has mainly come from the urban cities. This election cycle is no different, with large-scale apathy among the peasantry towards Zhao's administration. He is functionally unable to win over the majority of their votes. The Kuomintang's two candidates, however, are a different story. Tang Shangxi is a particular focus towards the peasantry and has been making broad promises of land reform and support for peasant organizations. Changshan, is it Quan or Shan? Because it's a Qing. So it's probably like Chen Chang. While still promising similar efforts for land reform, doesn't go quite as far as his leftist counterpart. However, if he redoubles his efforts and pushes towards rural campaigns, he may be able to take rural seats from Tang and secure them for himself. So I guess we'll want to go for you. Kind of split the support between their two sides. We're now up to 64. We are spending a lot of political power on this, but it's fine, mostly. Anqing clique has collapsed, and Ma Dongying has fled chaos. The destruction of the Anqing clique and the fall of Chang Taoyong's anti-concessions movement have left many of his nationalist compatriots adrift. While the junior ranks have mostly either been absorbed into other factions or have gone on to teach at the Green Forest School, the vast majority of Chen's senior leadership have either fled to legations, Japan, or anywhere else that they could find employment. However, his most prized subordinate and right-hand man, Ma Dongying, has approached with an interested proposition. He would offer our government his unique skills and services in exchange for employment and a salary, finding the kleptocrat quagmire of the League of Eight Provinces insulting and a disgrace. Ma Dongying is a principled man and is staunch in his anti-concessionism. Conceding with his ideological stance, Ma is a capable commander, having climbed up the ranks of the League despite the corruption. While he no doubt would have preferred the companionship of his friend Chang Taoyun, he is still provided a valuable asset to our army. Okay, you know what? Give me the 15 political power. We don't need an extra commander. Like, how many commanders do we have? A lot. Basically, we don't need more. We're never going to actually use them all. Like, he might be really good. I mean, that's possible. But I'd rather have the 15 political power than an extra general. West of Hunan lies Guizhou, and with it the leader of the old Guizhou clique, Yan Jinming. While technically a governor in his own right, and recognized by the Azili as such, he lacks the strength to stand on his own, and as such, he has to rely on the government of Changsha. While Zhao and Yan don't agree on much, both have sympathies for the Azili, and have decided it's best for them if they work together. With the Qingquan making it past Yuan and through Jizhou, and Zhao focusing on the election, their alliance has begun to become more tenuous as of late. Zhao's been debating on if he should pull some of his funding going into Jizhou, and instead focus on improving his odds of re-election in his final days, at the cost of angering his ally in the West. At the same time, Qing has been speaking heavily on Yuan and his autocratic regime in Jizhou, and that he will not stand for it any longer. And with it, the Kuomintang is elected, they will no longer support Yuan's regime. So this is, we want to get more support ourselves. Chen, okay, that's not you, right? No, you're Long Yun. Wait, no, wait. Are you a different person? You are a different person, I think. Anti-Yuan position proves popular. Because you're not allied with us anymore, right? Legacy of the Northern Expedition. Anna Rays prevailed. Long Yun's clique. Okay. Well, let's focus on our own position here. We won't worry about anybody else for the time being. I'll be a little greedy. And the election results are in. The votes are counted and Hunan's provincial election is coming to a close. All candidates involved have given it their all, but it's clear to everyone that the people's rival society and the Kuomintang are the front runners going into it. It was unclear which one of the two would be the winners of the election. While Zhao started as a clear favorite to win, Cheng and Tang's united front stood up the race in an unexpected way, with them gaining a lot of ground and serving as strong rivals for Zhao. All that's left now is for the results to be announced, and the future of Hunan rests on the result. And we await as the winner with bated breath. I mean, it should be us. Because, I mean, we had 63 to 43, so, I mean, we should, The Democratic Mandate! Zhao Hangti's coalition has won the election by a notable margin. This result hardly comes as a surprise, given that he was the favorite going in, and in his acceptance speech, Zhao has spoken about keeping Hunan safe in turbulent times ahead, and that he would do all that he can to strengthen and reinforce their young democracy, alongside thanking everybody who has helped him during the election season, and promising to ensure a free and fair Hunan for all of its citizens, regardless of their background. Okay, so we've gotten the Democratic Mandate, which means we can actually now do some stuff. Let's form a wonderful grand coalition. And anything in here that we can do with align with the Federalists. Can't do that quite yet because Luguang has not declared themselves to be a Federalist government. They haven't declared themselves to be the legitimate government of China yet. They should soon, once their civil war breaks out. And we will, of course, support Chen Jiaoming where we can. Please crack down. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. Coup in Siam is not even remotely on my radar as being important. So what do you get from this? Political advisor cost is going to go down, which is nice. We get more war support. Stability is going to go up. Market liberals and the social liberals will join the coalition. We'll get a new event. Excellent. Intelligentsia, again, we don't have to care about you. We don't care about you anymore. And now we can also do our military and our industrial trees as well. So we have some options to us. So weaken the opposition. Do we know what the opposition looks like right now? Or that actually might require the Grand Coalition to finish. Appeal to the authority. Intellectual Hawa Vulture. So that's a good research bonus. You know, let's guarantee individual liberty for the extra stability and political power gain. The lines in the sand. Governor Zhao may have won the election, but it does not mean that Hunan's democracy is secured. In fact, between the surprise success of the Kuomintang and the assembly members elected under warlord influences, you know, Tang Jiaoming, Chen Quizhen, and Tao Yangzhao, it seems like this election has served to give more authoritarian figures a stronger hand. These forces, while not allies in any capacity, all collectively serve as a threat to our young democracy. If the Kuomintang grows too strong, we could easily see Tang Jianming march south on us and decapitate our democracy at the head. Furthermore, if Yangshi's diarchy has grown more and more distant from us and aligns themselves with Tang Jiaoming more as time goes on, they may be able to bide their time right now, but that will not last forever, and you must act before that they do. Luckily, we're not alone in our fight. Governor Zhao quickly recognized the threat and has acted accordingly, forming a grand coalition with other democratic parties and independents in order to form a broad democratic front. With the grand coalition formed, we have access to several tools to undercut the authoritarians in our province and hamstring their efforts to kill democracy so dear to our governor. We have 600 days to get you finished. We got to arrest Tang Jiaming. We have to get the anti-democratic oppositions growing. Currently, their strength is moderate. Zhao Hengti is successfully triumphed over the Kuomintang, but that does not mean that the threat to Hunan's democracy has passed. Between the lingering threats, actually, I think it's basically the same event we just read, so we're not going to read it a second time for no good reason. But hey, our advisors now are 150 and are no longer... we're no longer paying a premium to get some solid advice in the country, which is nice. I appreciate that. Who do we actually want, though? It's a great question. Of course, we're not going to be able to get all these people because some of them require certain governments to be in charge. But it looks like the Nanjing clique is actually going to beat the KMT. They are mostly pro-German, and I'm trying to think what side will you join. You might end up joining with the Qing, which is annoying. Xiaonong has already joined up with the Qing as well. So we do need to create a strong anti Beijing alliance if we can. We have Socialist Siam against regular Royalist Siam. You don't really see the Socialists rise up too often. I'll be honest, I don't even really know what the Socialist Siam can do. Maybe that'll be a fun campaign we can maybe do in the future, but we'll see about that as time goes on. We've got 144 political power. You guys are growing, so we need to... opposition strength is moderate or lower. We need to weaken the opposition in any way that we possibly can. That is going to be extremely important for our fledgling young democracy. But I would say that at least right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end off this episode. If you enjoyed, put a thumbs up. Not enjoyed, you can throw some down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.